We've had significant amount of guidance from Morgans through the process. Pleased to be listing today on the Australian Securities Exchange. To just remind you all, SRJ primarily is an asset integrity company which is taking a suite of technologies to market, which is approved by global class societies, as well as backed by proven, accepted intellectual property. We've started to generate a track record in the market. We've taken a number of key partners into the business along the journey. We comply with the standards here in Australia and have started operating here in Australia. We're operating with kind of tailwinds coming in our favour, with significant commercial advantage compared to the competitors, which range between 20 to kind of $2 billion turnover. So it's not insignificant, although this is a new step in the industry to be progressing with the kind of increased regulatory demand of parties like NOPSEMA. And I think all of you saw the problems that occurred with Northern Endeavour being pulled out of local waters. Aging assets are being sweated longer. Recent volatility of COVID and drop in oil prices means that assets are having to be worked harder and longer. So it's actually increasing the speed at which we're seeing customers adopting this type of technology. We've got a number of strategic partners who are helping us come to market. Enemec, who are a global services company who are backed by Carlyle, which give us access to several thousand engineers, and we're bidding work as far afield as Azerbaijan at the moment. We have a partnership with John Crane, which is part of the Smiths Industry Group, which is a $5 billion market cap out of the UK. As Sam mentioned, we've recently formed an alliance and brought Mitsui onto the share register, which is giving us access to the key industry sectors in which we want to see the business grow into. We've got a very broad management team, which includes some key technical staff, a couple of which are kind of in the top 5 in their field and have had significant track record. Our chairman formerly took Petrofac from a private company to a dominant $7 billion turnover EPC. So we've got a depth of experience in the management team, and that's going to be growing through this next step. We've recently begun to operate in 4 regions in Australia this year. We've delivered and installed product across the aluminium sector. We've delivered over east for Rio. So the IPO will be supporting growth here at home in Australia. We managed to deliver solutions for BP in the depth of coronavirus. So the recent volatilities have actually allowed us to some extent to prove the viability of our local content business model. As Sam mentioned, Mitsui have been a fairly hard-fought win. That's not said lightly. It's been a very deep and detailed process to get on board with Mitsui, but they have already moved forward. We're in talks with between 6 and 9 of their portfolio companies across Australia, the Middle East, North America, and Europe. They own 25% of the largest chemicals business in Saudi Arabia, Zamil Chemicals, and we're progressing with them to access that business, and they were actually the ones who informed us that we'd been noted as now a Mitsui portfolio company. We're working on an aerial detection technology, which is utilising light aircraft and drones to detect leaks, which is becoming a regulatory requirement across multiple countries, including Australia and America, initially with a major American producer. SRJ will be providing all the engineering services and containment products for any detected leaks. There'll be further announcements about that as we progress. We have bolting scopes into next year, which we've secured on FPSO vessels across Angola and the Gulf of Mexico. So SRJ is progressing to be a truly international business in its next phase. We're very bullish about the market. We see the current environment as highlighting the requirements for cheaper, safer, and reduced manpower. people are progressing. We've seen far greater engagement by major customers in terms of this type of product. The sector's a multi-billion-dollar sector, and we see ourselves being able to take a commanding position in the market.